This is why the Chinese are geniuses. By developing this firefighting drone, they have made the job much easier for firefighters. These drones can effortlessly cover tall buildings that are difficult for humans to access, quickly springing into action to extinguish fires.
In the competitive world of Chinese electric vehicles,
looking for a spot
that are going further and costing less than ever before, no company makes or sells more than BYD, the Chinese giant taking on Tesla, offering cars for as little as $10,000.
Let's drive.
Along with higher priced luxury models.
0 to 60 miles per hour in about 3 seconds. Anything like this in the U.S.?
Nothing that I've drove.
But don't look for electric cars from BYD on American roads anytime soon.
U.S. government need to be more friendly.
Stella Lee is the CEO steering BYD's expansion in the Americas. In an exclusive interview, she said the U.S. is not part of the plan yet.
They're not ready. But then for BYD, we are ready.
What conditions would need to exist in order to consider an entry into the U.S. market?
That's a good question. You should go back to ask the DC.
And pushback from U.S. automakers who see Chinese competition as a major threat.
I think it's going to require trade restrictions for a limited period of time, which will allow the Western automakers and the U.S. automakers to catch up.
Greetings from the east to north to south, and this wicked ass west. The topic, China's innovation. The questions, why you think China has learned from America, but America refused to learn from China. Let's get into it. I am your host. I am the one.
According to the scriptures, pride comes before the fall. It's just that simple. What America don't seem to understand is basic principles. Your pride will come before your fall. One thing that CEOs of major companies, the first thing they do is to make sure their money is on the table. It has nothing to do with the product, the quality of the product. That's second, third, fourth on the shelf. The things that CEOs concern themselves with is profit for them. This is the reason why their products are inferior. First thing they will tell you is, I love America. But as you know, during the period of the 70s, I think that's when it started, where they started to ship jobs overseas. And let me tell you, they did it for one reason: profit. What they had is cheaper labor in China. And what they decided to do at the expense of American workers was to send your job overseas for a handful of people to make a lot of money. But they'll tell you that they love this country. And what they like to do for black people is to point their fingers and say, look at him. He's a bad guy. He's the one that don't love America. But bottom line, when all hell breaks loose in the country, every single CEO of every major corporation will pack their bags and go where the money is. So you think about that for a minute. First thing they'll tell you is you don't need higher wages. First thing they'll tell you is you're lazy. But how is it even possible for a CEO to make, at one point, make like over $1 billion a year? $1 billion a year, one person. You're not that expensive. You're not that good. But from what I hear, the people of China make sure the corporations put the country first. See, you don't buy for, let me give an illustration. If you pay the defense corporations, what is it, Raytheon? Let's just use them for example. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. You pay them $1 million. Let's use easy numbers to make a missile. Now, that missile should not cost $1 million. Let's say it should cost $100,000. But somehow you charge $1 million in other countries to defend against that same $1 million missile. They use some type of defense system, whatever it is, worth, let's say, like $50,000. You do the math. Who will lose in that battle? I think America have a military budget is edging up to $1 trillion per year in military defense. But their quality is so poor. It doesn't make no sense. Let's move on to more innovations of China. I'll be back. One thing America must realize is a country that's coming off 100 years of humiliation, which I'm talking about China. This is in China's history. They called it 100 years of humiliation. If you're a nation like China, always had a rich history, okay, now you're coming off of 100 years of humiliation, and about 1950, things start to you started to get going again. Okay. Do you really think that a nation like this, with a sense of nationalism, is going to really cower down to America? Are you serious? What the Chinese learned from America, America can learn from them. But of course, in their pride, they won't. Again, a nation coming off of 100 years of humiliation, they're not going to return to that. If you look at their technology and their innovation, all I can see is that they're going up. They're getting better and better and better. Ordinarily, I don't do videos like this, but it really amazed me what a nation have done in about 100 years. And I think black people could really learn from that. But it's a sense of nationalism. You can't be torn. It must be a sense of nationalism. Let me go to my final clip. I'll be back.
April of 2025 became a turning point in the history of global military aviation. China officially launched into the sky its newest sixth-generation fighter jet, the J-50, which is already raising concerns in the command centers of the world's leading armies. This is not just evolution, it is a quantum leap in air superiority technology. The J-50 is not merely a successor to the J-20, but a fully fledged sixth-generation fighter, which China had been developing under the strictest secrecy for more than 10 years. The project was overseen by the Chinese Aerospace Corporation, AVIC, in close collaboration with military institutions and artificial intelligence research centers. The fighter is capable of operating fully autonomously, without a pilot, or in a human plus artificial intelligence mode, where the system assists the pilot in making ultra-fast decisions. The J-50 can coordinate airborne swarms of drones, turning into a command center directly in the sky. Experimental tests demonstrated the use of active camouflage. Onboard panels are able to alter their visual characteristics, making detection significantly more difficult. According to satellite surveillance data, the J-50's flight lasted 47 minutes and included the testing of a hypersonic missile, previously classified under the Dark Sword program. Engineers also tested a new type of cyber defense, during which the fighter attempted to counter an external electronic attack in real time, and successfully overcame it without any losses. With the arrival of the J-50, China has officially entered the race for air dominance on a new level. The Chinese military is actively preparing for the wars of the future. Alongside testing the newest fighter jets, engineers from the Chinese company Kestrel Dynamics, one of the leading firms in the field of coordinated unmanned aviation, have demonstrated a swarm of military drones. The demonstration was conducted using Kestrel KD-12 micro-artificial intelligence drones, which are compact and highly maneuverable drones specifically designed for complex missions as part of an autonomous swarm. The company showcased the synchronized takeoff of more than 60 drones, all operating without centralized control. Each unit is connected into a self-organizing mesh network, allowing every element of the swarm to interact with surrounding devices and instantly adapt to changes in the situation. At the core of the drone's intelligent behavior lies a distributed neural network architecture, created through training in simulated environments. The KD-12 drones are capable of analyzing the behavior of their neighbors, forming complex three-dimensional formations and adjusting their flight paths in real time. The swarm is able to make independent decisions, select a leader, assign roles, and complete missions, even if the connection with the ground station is lost. American engineers have no intention of surrendering leadership to China in the field of such developments.
You know, it really amazed me what China have done in 100 years. It will amaze any nation what China has done in just 100 years. Thank you for watching. I am your host. I am the one.